what it means is any aspect of your life that you're really controlling through your brain. You've decided to do it and you're darn well going to do it. It's this kind of thing. And Shri Mataji pointed out that people who have a left Swadhisthana catch are almost always overconfident about what they're doing because they're authorizing themselves to do their anti-God activity, whatever it is. And if they really believed in God, they couldn't act in the way that they do. And that's a fact. It's not something you can sort of gloss over. It's just a fact. So, when you start with Sahaja Yoga, it sometimes feels a little bit, some people feel uncomfortable about talking about God, but this divine power is the only thing that matters, the only thing that is behind everything that we do. And if we do anything in our life that is sort of contrary to that power, then we're going to get a left Swadhisthana catch. Like it or not, it's going to happen. So as an example, people who, Shri Mataji brought up this example, people who concentrate on their physical being, have an attractive body, like a sportsman or yoga teachers, for instance. It's a kind of materialistic approach to life. It's all about the body. It's all about, the way you deal with the material world. And people like that often have a kind of aura of material well-being, but they always have a catch on the left Swadhisthana. So materialism is very subtle in action, but it's basically an anti-God activity. That's not to say that, you can't own things and all that. Of course you can, but it's the way that you deal with it that matters. Material things are really there to help others and to give us and to bring joy to others. So that's the real purpose of it. And of course, there's all the things you normally do, like eating and everything, and ensuring that you have a normal life. That's fine. But when it goes beyond that, and you start concentrating too much on these physical things and material things, then you get problems, and it reflects itself in left Swadhisthana. And along with that, a left Swadhisthana catch also gives you a very dry personality, and it takes away your warmth and your sweetness. And so, it's a real problem with intellectual people. And these things are kind of seen in babies, particularly automatically. What do? They suck their thumb. That's the Swadhisthana. They suck their thumb. And they do that, particularly when parents do. They see their parents doing anything which is anti-God. Might be the slightest thing, but it creates this kind of unease in the baby, and that's what will happen. It's an automatic reaction. So that's that aspect of it. Now, the other thing is that in Sahaja Yoga meetings, there is a practice which has been common for a very, very long time of spiritualism. And people who practice spiritualism always have a left Swadhisthana catch, because the left Swadhisthana is where dead entities enter the body through the left Swadhisthana. It's an unauthorized thing to do. It's not the way the human being should work. We should not try and talk to dead people in any way. And you will get a left Swadhisthana catch. You'll feel it on the left thumb. So that will be the sign that it's a problem. So how do you work on all these things? Well, simple. Just stop doing what you're doing, which is the basic cause of it. Look at yourself first of all and think, what could be causing this? What is it? What am I doing that's, overemphasizing the material world and perhaps is a little bit undivine? And, you can always, in the end, come to the right conclusions about that. But then foot soaking is very, very good. And we're going to do that today, particularly for the lower chakras and particularly for the Swadhisthana, Aladhara. Very, very good. And you can also use a candle on the left side. In fact, there is a treatment. We haven't got an actual slide for it, but there's a treatment called the 3-candle treatment, which is particularly good for left Swadhisthana. And what you do is while you're meditating, you put one candle on your left side, one candle behind, away from you, not so there's any danger of you catching fire. And then you have another candle in front of you, and you point the fingers of your left hand at that candle. So you have 3 candles around you, and you're pointing your left hand at the candle in front of you, and you keep the right hand on your lap, and just sit that way in meditation for a bit. You find that really does clear out the left side and the left Swadhisthana. Very good. So that's something you can try. So yeah, that's the basis of it. We're going to listen to a talk by Shri Mataji now. She's actually talking about what Lord Krishna said on the same subject. But of course, when Lord Krishna came along, he was talking about the pure knowledge in its evolved form. And in essence, he said that the knowledge of the divine isn't mental, but it's the physical experience through being self-realized that leads us to be able to understand the whole of creation. So we'll listen to this talk. It's about 10 minutes long. Then after that, we'll have the foot soak and we'll have the meditation. So if we could put the talk on, that'd be lovely. Thanks.
Many people, as you know, are right-sided. Right-sided people are the people who are, as you know, full of ego, arrogance, and think no end of themselves. Very difficult to correct them. They also never see anything wrong with them. Whichever way they act, they think is all right. That is the Karma Yoga. But he has said that whatever karmas you do, whatever its fruits are, that you cannot say. He said it in a very uncertain manner. Because definitely, if he had said it, people would never have understood him. So he said, it's not possible that whatever karmas you are doing could be the karmas which will get you the blessings of the divine. Karmanyeva adhikaraste phaleshu ma kadachin. He has said it. So then, which karmas we should do? Or should we give up all the karmas? All the action we should give up? People were in 2 minds. This is the style of Sri Krishna, is to put people in 2 minds, so they use their discretion. And third one is the discretion, which he calls as the Jnana Marga. Is the central path by which you evolve. You evolve into a new state, into a new state of your mind, a new state of your being, by which you become absolutely above every nonsense. Also, you are endowed with power to fight whatever is bad, whatever is corrupting, whatever is killing this world. At that stage, you are equipped with the divine power that you can finish off anything that is negative around you. This is to be understood that that's a state. That's not just talking, that's not just believing that I am that. But it's a state. If you come up to that state where you are beyond all these things and you have all the knowledge, pure knowledge the subtle knowledge of being. This is the Jnana Marga. Many people say that everybody cannot go to Jnana Marga. For that you have to have a special type of personality. But this is very misleading. Everyone can go into Jnana Marga. It is very, very innately built within us, this evolutionary attainment. It is within us, and all of us can have that. Only thing is, we have no confidence perhaps that we go on avoiding it and go to cheaper things like becoming devoted to something, doing some sort of a ritual, going to some sort of a holy place, all kinds of nonsense which doesn't give you the evolutionary ascent by which you know the knowledge, the pure knowledge, the real knowledge. So far, whatever you have known, it was written in the book, whatever your parents told you, or whatever you have explored outside. But the knowledge which is the purest, which is the real knowledge, which is the jnana, that you can only get through your ascent and establishing yourself properly in that state. If you go on denying it, you cannot get it. But everyone has a right to get it. You need not be educated. You need not be a very simple person. You need not be very rich or poor. Makes no difference as long as you are a human being and a humble human being, thinking that you have to achieve that state. You all can get that state which you know very well. And at that state, you become absolutely knowledgeable. Knowledgeable about yourself, knowledgeable about others, knowledgeable about everything that goes around. But this state must be maintained and try to go above that state where you have no more doubts left in you. This is what Sri Krishna taught. And this is what one has to achieve. But he, being a diplomat, he tried to tell you other stories. Try this, try that, this, that. But actually, what he has praised is Jnana Marga. Ours is a Jnana Marga. That is the knowledge, the path of knowledge, in which you have to know all the knowledge. Unless and until you have the whole knowledge, you are not yet a jnani, a person who knows. In this way, he has established that our evolutionary process has to come beyond all other human awareness. Other human awareness is of no value for a spiritual personality. Now, he knows something, say, how many miles it is from here, say, to New York, or what trains go there. All this knowledge is not needed. How much this cloth will cost, how much this carpet will cost, in what shop can you get. All this knowledge is just useless, is not the real knowledge. Such a person doesn't know this kind of knowledge. But what he knows is the knowledge about your being, knowledge about the whole universe, which is not how many stars there are or how many universes there are. No. It is the subtle inner personality of everything he knows. In that subtlety, he discovers so many new things which he may not even heard about. And thus you reach a state of great knowledgeable personality. This is what we have to achieve. We are born as human beings and we know so many things already. People know so many things, but they don't know the actual. This knowledge doesn't come through your reading or through your intellectual pursuit or for your emotional movement, no. It is Shaswat, I mean it is all the time there. It exists, it will exist. And it is just to be understood, just to be known to yourself what it is. It cannot change. It cannot be remolded. It is what it is. And that is what you know now. Nobody would doubt that. Because those who have got this state, they may doubt. They may call you crazy, they may think in it. But with the open eyes, whatever you say is the truth. In the same way, with the open heart and an open brain, when you know that that is the real truth, and that is what is to be known.
Okay, so let's have a meditation now. So we're going to start with a foot soak for those people who've got the bowls ready for that. So let's put our feet into the water. And we're not going to say any mantras as we foot soak. We're just going to sit in silence while we do it, only for a few minutes. Foot soak doesn't need to be very long. And the thing about foot soaking is that if we overdo it, it can take us into the left side. And if we close our eyes, it can take us into the left side. So we need to basically keep our eyes open. But, you know, if you're a person that is a bit right-sided, you might find it helps to close them. It's one of those things where you need to experiment a bit. And I'm sure you have been in previous weeks anyway. So do it the way that you find works for you. So if you put your feet into the water now, we'll put Shri Mataji's picture on the screen while we're foot soaking and meditating. That's lovely. So we'll start by raising the Kundalini and doing a bandhan. So let's do that together collectively. So let's just allow the negativity in us to be sucked into the water and the salt. The water is, of course, the water element, and the salt represents the earth element. And that combination has the capacity to take the negativity, the crude negativity, if you like, from the whole body, particularly the lower chakras. So let's just sit in silence for a few minutes. And of course, you find the mind calms gradually as the negativity is sucked into the water. And you can just say inside to yourself, to Shri Mataji, Mother, please take away this negativity that's bothering me so much. Please take it into your body, which is the earth. Okay, so We can take our feet out of the water now and just give them a little wash with clean water and wipe them, and then push the bowl to one side, and we'll carry on meditating in the normal way. We'll just give it a minute or so for that to be done. There isn't really any need to foot soak for a long time. Just 5 minutes is fine in most circumstances. Okay, so we're going to say one or two mantras. Not many again, just enough. And before we say any mantras, we always say the mantra to Lord Ganesha in the Muladhara chakra. And actually, the left Swadhisthana is basically controlled by the Muladhara chakra. So that by addressing Lord Ganesha first, this is the right way to work on the left Swadhisthana. So let's say the Ganesha mantra 3 times. So it's Om Tameva Sakshat, Shri Ganesha Sakshat, Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namah. So we'll do that 3 times together. And you can put your right hand on the ground or pointing to the ground. Keep your left hand on your lap with the palm upwards. Shri Ganesha. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Just leave that hand there and feel the coolness coming into the Muladhara chakra on the left side, on the heel of the palm on the left hand. And we can just feel a little bit thankful towards Lord Ganesha for clearing the Muladhara chakra. So that we can experience the innocence and the wisdom that is part and parcel of the Muladhara chakra. With our hand on the ground, pointing to the ground on the right side, we can also say the mantra to Shri Mahakali just once. This is for the whole left side of the body. Shri Mahakali. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. You can put that hand back on the lap. We'll just sit and see what happens. Sit in silence. Now, there is a subtle connection between the left Swadhisthana and the left Vishuddhi. And when you clear one of those, you help to clear the other. So what we can do is work on both of those. And I can feel both of those at the same time now, to some extent. So we'll start by working on the left Swadhisthana itself. And the mantra is to Shri Nirmala Vidya. Nirmala Vidya. Just once. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Vidya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. And you can bandan the left Swadhisthana as well. So this is the point between the stomach and the left hip. Bandan it with the right hand. And inside you can say, Mother, please, may I fully experience the pure knowledge of the divine. That's lovely. So now we'll work on the left Vishuddhi, which is the left side of the neck. You can bandan that as well with the right hand. This, of course, is the place that's affected when we feel guilty. So you can start by saying, Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. Just repeat it a few times. Mother, I am not guilty. To retain this guilt is actually ridiculous. And it's something that we need to be rid of. And it's something that's affecting the whole population in the United Kingdom in particular right now. So we're working on that whole population as well. So we can say the mantra to Sri Vishnu Maya. This was the sister of Lord Krishna who came into existence on earth for a few moments to save him when he was a baby. And she announces the advent of Sahaja Yoga through lightning. She is the lightning. Shri Vishnu Maya. Just once. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Maya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Now you can feel the tingling stopping in that finger. And this is working on everybody in this universe, in this world. And in particular, the United Kingdom. And us. And then you can put that hand back on the lap. So let's sit in silence again for a couple of minutes and just see what happens. We can take our right hand and we can band down the center Vishuddhi, the throat. And we'll say the mantra to Sri Radha and Sri Krishna. The combination of the two of them. Sri Radha is the consort of Sri Krishna. And together they bring the full powers of the Vishuddhi chakra. So just once, Sri Radha Krishna. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Radha Krishna Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. It's lovely. And with our attention in Sahasrara Chakra, let's bring the right hand up the body, lifting the Kundalini into that space, the Sahasrara Chakra above the head. And let's do that 2 or 3 times, keeping our attention where the hand is. And finally, keeping our attention in that space above the head, which is the place of Shri Mataji. That's where she resides. Now we have self-realization. Let's just keep our attention in the Sahasrara Chakra while we say the 3 mantras for our mother, the 3 great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. 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 Jai Shri Mataji. So let's keep our hands on our lap and just sit in silence for a couple of minutes with our attention in Sahasrara Chakra. That's lovely. Thank you, Shri Mataji, allowing us to be in meditation with you. So let's raise Kundalini and do a bandhan to finish. That's lovely. Okay, so as we normally do for the last few minutes, we'll finish at 9 and we'll have breakout rooms. And so through the magic of Zoom, we'll be assigned a room somewhere. And if you want to change rooms, you can do, just press the button and hopefully you'll get the option to do that if it works, as it usually does. So yes, we'll do that. If we could organize that, please, that'd be lovely.